What's your level of confidence there when bases are loaded and you have Aaron Judge coming to the plate in that situation?
Yeah, I mean, obviously at that point with a lefty, well, I mean, with anyone, but especially a lefty, they got to pitch to him. But a great at-bat by Grish, to work the walk in that situation. I thought Grish had a lot of really good at-bats tonight, but that one in particular to set the stage, and just enough of it. Rodriguez made a great throw, but what a great slide by Volpe.
Any doubt in your mind that he was in there?
No, I asked on the replay. I figured they'd challenge, obviously, just be in the end. But I had the best seat in the house for it. Like, I saw his hand go right in there. I saw the throw was on target. I'm like, oh, no. But I saw his hand in there, and Volpe jumped up safe. It was a good call by Nick, and then we got confirmation.
You mentioned Trent Gresham. What do you think of the job that he did getting on there in that ninth inning, too, starting things off and late rally going?
Yeah, had a first inning, a really good walk off of Wu, and then the base hit to get it going there in the ninth, and then another just left on left, really just gritty, tough at bat against Spire, who's been, dominant this year.
When Jazz breaks up the no-hitter there in that eighth inning, do you feel like you guys have a second life in that spot?
I don't know. I mean, it felt like we were kind of getting dominated tonight, frankly. I mean, it just felt like, even 2-0 down, 3, it felt like a little bit more than that. It just had that feel to it tonight. But, baseball's funny like that. And the guys didn't give up, no quit, just, hey, keep grinding at bats. I thought as good as Wu was, I didn't think our at-bats were terrible. I didn't think we were chasing him out of the zone. There wasn't a ton of swing and miss. He's hard to get a beat on with that fastball. It's an elite, different fastball. And they stayed after it and just put together some great rallies against, really, that's as good, with Wu going to Brash, going to Munoz, going to Spire. That's a tough quartet. You're gonna, if you earn it, you get it off of those guys, and just credit to them, just continuing to have really good at bats and outlasting them in the end.
Andy,
I know you're not the third base coach, but if he were here, I would want to know if when you have a relatively shallow ball like that and a guy with a good arm, does knowing when you have to make that snap decision, maybe as a third base coach, you think that knowing what kind of slide Volpe's capable of is baked into his decision process?
No, I think it's just with that being the second out there, and you gotta force them to make the perfect throw. So Rodriguez, as good as he is, still has to make a perfect throw, which he actually did. But I think it's absolutely got to go there.
Max,
you talked about the Gresham at bat.
Yeah.
But Rice and Wells also in that inning. I mean, Munoz has been unbelievable against lefties. So what did you see from those two at-bats?
Yeah, just control the zone. Patient, and until they got a pitch they could do something with. And, Benny, I think, went down in the at-bat. Might have even been 0-2. And just no panic, no flinch, just kept working the at-bat. Patient all the way to the walk. Wells the same way and really stings one to right, but just really good at bats. Look, Munoz is, he's going to the All-Star game, rightfully so, one of the best closers in the game. And really with his angle and his stuff, he's really tough for righties. But, I felt like our lefties would at least give him quality at bats, and they sure did.
Dan.
Aaron, having Stanton come off the bench there, he hasn't had a lot of success as a pinch hitter. Is that?
Come on, Dan.
No, I'm not asking why he did it, but what can that?
I know, but I've been asked that before. It's like, well, he's in a little bit of a different role and a different place in his career, and I'm sure a lot of those non-pinch hits back in the day were probably on days that he never got, and was like, I like the matchup, I trust the at bat, I know G's going to be ready for it, so. I'm taking my shot there to get back in the game.
Right. That's what I was going to ask, that he is in a different role now.
Yeah.
And so do you think that is an important part for him to be able to play going forward?
And look, I think that's evolved where he is, too, in his career, and just knowing that those days exist now. Whereas in the past, whenever he was 0 for whatever he was at some point, those off days were few and far between. Now, he's playing 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, whatever it may be. So those things he knows are more in play on a daily basis. Plus, just the way you're able to prepare now underneath, I think gets you ready for those. And we've seen Giancarlo evolve over his career here as a Yankee and just become so good at the mental game of this and the preparation game of this. So I think probably a lot of those at-bats were when he was a young man.
Gary.
With him being on kind of a different schedule and a different role now, have you noticed him preparing differently, doing anything differently on the days he's not in the lineup?
No, not necessarily, but he knows. Look, I think all those guys, look, you know the situation we have with a couple guys over there that are regulars, that are really good players, that are sitting on a given night. So, they know that a big at-bat may be coming for them, and they understand the importance of that. So, for all of them, Goldie's been terrific at it this year. When Ben's down or one of the outfielders, whether it's Grish, Belly, or Dominguez, they're all understand that a big at-bat could be waiting for them. So just a good job by Gia being ready. It's a tough draw with Brash, but what a real – I thought he slowed it down, patient at bat, and, didn't miss it.
Pete.
Just what were your impressions of Stroman tonight, and was it his left knee that was giving him trouble there in the fourth inning play?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not. I don't think it's too big. I mean, he's able to go back out. He kind of brushed it off as not that big a deal. So a little something. I'm not sure exactly. He just caught when he was kind of starting to get over to cover. But just another gritty performance. I mean, that's, another 5 innings of kind of, I thought he mixed really well. Like, I don't think there was a thing they could really count on from him, whether it was sinker, whether it was change, whether it was cutter, whether it was really slowing down and changing speeds with different breaking balls. He gave him a lot of different looks and kept us in the game. On a night when we're getting shut down there, he kept us in the mix, and just a good job of getting us 5 and keeping us there.
Thank you, Aaron.